It is normal for adult children of an emotionally immature parents to experience irritability or lower frustration tolerance with the parent, especially after years or decades of watching the same patterns. From the outside, it doesn't necessarily make sense why a seemingly simple question or request causes such an intense response in the child. What they often do not see is the long history behind that moment. The irritation is seldom about one isolated event. The adult child is not only responding to what is happening in the present, but what the behavior represents. A parent asking a question for the 100th time may represent years of emotional dependence, boundary violations, and expecting others to carry responsibilities for them. A current interaction can feel like a reminder of the entire pattern instead of just one occurrence. For example, having to explain how to use a device that's been in the house for 15 years may be surprisingly aggravating. The frustration is not about the technology itself, but about having to be the responsible adult again and again. If the same question came from a child who was still learning, the response may be totally different because the context is different. Many adult children find that they have much more patience with their own children than with the emotionally immature parent. The child is expected to need guidance. They are learning, growing, developing new skills. An emotionally immature parent may place themselves in a dependent role despite being fully capable of learning or solving problems independently, and this dynamic becomes exhausting. Another factor is emotional wear and tear. Each individual incident may seem minor, but thousands of similar incidents can create a reservoir of frustration. The adult child may have spent years explaining the same things over and over, managing crises, providing emotional support, or accommodating behaviors that never change. Eventually, even small requests can feel heavy because they're sitting on top of a mountain of unresolved experiences. There is also anticipatory fatigue. An adult child has learned from experience that a simple interaction may not stay simple. One question may turn into 10. A quick errand may turn into an afternoon of problem solving. A brief conversation may become a long complaint session. Because of the past, irritation can begin before the interaction has even fully unfolded. This is why a behavior that would barely register as bothersome can feel extremely agitating when coming from an emotionally immature parent. The adult child is reacting to a memory of countless similar situations. The technology question is not just a technology question. It's the 500th technology question, the same question that was never important enough to commit to memory. This doesn't mean the adult child is being unreasonable or unkind. Irritability is a normal response to chronic emotional strain. A good question to ask is, would this bother me the same if it were coming from someone else? If the answer is no, then the reaction is likely related to the history of the relationship, not the specific behavior. Understanding that distinction can help adult children feel less guilty and recognize it as a signal of emotional exhaustion instead of a character flaw. Have a good day.